Thanks to everyone who's joining me. For some of you, this may be more than the first time you'll be seeing this presentation. Prior to COVID-19, it was getting to be a new thing that the kids were starting to move back in with their parents. Of course, if these two kids still have parents to move in with, God bless all. Warning, there's an email going around offering processed pork, gelatin, and salt in a can. If you get this email, don't open it. It is spam. Staying safe and secure, a great way to start is by using Avast protection. I don't care which of their products you use, they're all great. I personally happen to like their free version.
You live so much of your life online. Between your friends, your career, and your funny videos, you might not be thinking about your security. But we are. We're Avast, the global leader in consumer cybersecurity. We offer cutting-edge security and privacy products to keep you safe from malware, ransomware, trojans, spam, phishing, and other threats. On your mobile phone, your Mac, or your PC. Our VPN software makes sure your connection is always safe, encrypted, and secure, no matter where you are. And we keep you safe from the latest browser-based threats with Avast Secure Browser. We even secure your home network and all the different connected things that are on it. You benefit from the power of the Avast Cybersecurity Network, made up of hundreds of millions of yous, because there's safety in numbers. Avast sees emerging threats and stops them on day zero, before others even know they exist. So you're free to live your digital life and leave the security to us. Take charge of your security and privacy today with solutions from Avast.
In my promo, I promise to simplify, clarify, and demystify your computer while staying safe and secure on all of your devices. And I always try to keep my promises. Two things I want to point out on this slide. Make sure that your application software is always of the highest quality. And every system, I don't care what operating system you use, has to have a reliable backup. If you don't have a backup and something happens to the main unit, you're going to wind up in hot water, or in this case, something much worse. Something to think about the next time you visit your shrink. It also points out the importance of paying attention to details. And anytime you're on the internet, details are extremely important. As I said, details are very important. Psychotherapist is one word. Install solid security software on every computer and device. Use strong and unique passwords. Only download programs and apps from trusted sources. Employ a virtual private network. And think twice before opening attachments, following links, or sharing sensitive information. 8 essentials of secure computing. Make sure that the browser you use is a secure browser, especially important when you're doing your banking and shopping. Avast offers their secure browser, which totally isolates you from everything else when you do your banking and shopping while you are in the banking mode. Use an ad blocker. The last thing you want is to be on the internet and be bombarded by ads. You might accidentally click on one of those. And a malware. Your modern antivirus program not only protects you against viruses, trojans, and rootkits, it also protects you against all other forms of malware. Actually, malware is an umbrella term that covers all things that are harmful to your system. A password manager. If you're using one, then you can also easily use a different password for everything that requires a password. A VPN, virtual private network, encrypts everything and keeps you safe, even though the line you're connected to may not be secure. Data and image backups. I personally like something that's been part of Windows since version 7, and we'll cover that in a minute. Data encryption. If it's encrypted and it gets stolen, it's of no use to the thief because they don't have the key to unlock that information. And the easiest way to use encryption is through the use of a VPN. A healthy paranoia only points out that sometimes it's a good thing to be suspicious. Public Wi-Fi has gotten safer over the years, but that's only because they now use HTTPS. For maximum protection on public Wi-Fi networks, a VPN is still recommended. When you use a VPN, you connect to a single VPN server, and all of your system's traffic is routed through an encrypted tunnel to the server. The public Wi-Fi network you're connecting to sees a single connection, your VPN connection, and no one can even see which websites you're connecting to. The VPN that I use comes from Avast. It's called SecureLine. Does an excellent job of hiding my location, has many choices that I can choose from, and it encrypts everything before it leaves my computer or smart device, and it doesn't get unencrypted until just before it gets to its destination. So if someone intercepts that information, it's totally useless to them because it's fully encrypted and they don't have the key to unlock it. This, however, is a paid product. If you're looking for something free, there are quite a few free VPNs available, but most free VPNs have some drawbacks. They may limit the amount of data they'll encrypt. They may limit the number of places that you can use to hide your location. They'll have ads in their programs and some other things that make it not so pleasant to use. After all, they'd like you to buy their paid product. Companies use data gathered from cell towers, ambient Wi-Fi, and GPS. But the location data industry has a much more precise and unobtrusive tool. It's called Bluetooth beacons, and they can track you to within inches. Bluetooth, technology for connecting everything from wireless earphones to car entertainment systems. It's used for data transfer and many other things. But Bluetooth is also a hacker haven. So the recommendation is, when not in use, turn it off. There's also a vulnerability for those of you that are using an Android device and have your Bluetooth turned on. If your Android operating system is older than version 10, someone could be standing right next to you, and through that vulnerability would be able to steal everything from your device. So if you're using a version older than version 10, make sure that you update as soon as possible. Actually, version 11 has already been released. This vulnerability does not affect you if you're on an iOS device. It only affects those of us that are using an Android device. Ransomware, be aware. More and more municipalities are getting hit and are paying the ransom. And paying is never a good idea, and it doesn't guarantee recovery. If you get hit with ransomware, remember that you're dealing with a crook. So if you send in the money to get that key to unlock your information, don't be surprised if the key you receive doesn't work, or you may not even get a key at all. And because you're dealing with a crook, you really have no one to complain to. The surest way to protect yourself against ransomware and hardware failure is to, on a regular basis, back up your system. I'm on a Windows computer, and I've used something that's been part of Windows since version 7. You'll find the backup program in the control panel. It's called Backup and Restore Windows 7. In my house, every Saturday night after I finish for the day, the first thing I do is get off the internet. I put my computer into airplane mode, and that gets it off the internet. Then I plug in the external hard drive. During the night, the image is created on that external hard drive. Sunday morning, first thing I do is disconnect that external hard drive from my computer. Then I go back on the internet. Never leave your external hard drive in which you create the image attached to the computer while you're on the internet. Because if you're hit with CryptoLocker, it not only encrypts your computer, but will also encrypt that external hard drive. And the last thing you want is an encrypted backup. You will have nothing. A great little service and website to use is called Night Night. Especially helpful if you've just gotten a new computer and you have all your favorite programs that you need to add back to that new computer. Little video that comes next will show you why you should be using this site and how to use it. Night Night is a place where you can select many of the programs that you use. Nice thing is, no toolbars, no add-ons, no malware, and anything you select from here you can run again later to check for updates. This tells you something about Night Night, and when you go further down, you see here is a whole list of all different types of programs in all different categories. Pick out those that you use. Since this is a clean install of Windows, it has the Edge browser. My favorite happens to be Google Chrome. So that's one of the items I've picked up. In imaging, I like OrphanView, Avast Antivirus, Malwarebytes, 7-Zip, Revo Uninstaller. Those are the ones I've checked. You pick out your favorites. Once that's done, click on the button that says Get Your Night Night. This will download all the installation files. We'll then one at a time install them. And the same little Get Your Night Night, you can run it at any time and it will update these programs that you've installed should a new version come out. A quick way to install your favorite programs after you've done a clean install. A great little program to install is called Unchecky, and Unchecky has your back anytime you install a new program, especially if you do a default install. Quite often a new program, the program itself might be nice, but it has some added garbage that comes along with the program. Usually something added for the manufacturer to make some extra money. If Unchecky is installed, it would warn you of any of the garbage about to be installed and will give you the option to uncheck and prevent that garbage from getting to your system.
Avast Quick Tips Episode 3. Never unintentionally live a double life. You check your email. That's a compelling subject line. Open it. There's a suspicious-looking link in there, but it sure looks exciting. It just needs some personal details. Name, address, first pet's name. You're a winner, right? Psych, it was a phishing link and you took the bait. Some woman in Norway just stole your identity and your savings. Congratulations, you're now living a double life as a Norwegian woman named Asbjorn. Pushly! Don't take risks with your online security. Channel your inner English teacher. Hackers often use poor grammar in phishing emails. Make sure every link is HTTPS and the URL isn't weird or misspelled. Or let a powerful anti-spam do it for you. Anti-spam can flag or delete any dangerous and annoying phishing emails. So the only life you get to live is your own. Avast Quick Tip number 3. Download Avast Free Antivirus to stay safe from phishing scams. Get free phishing protection with Avast Free Antivirus at avast.com.
Phishing campaigns often come from companies we recognize, quite often companies we do business with. These crooks do an excellent job of spoofing their websites, spoofing their phone numbers and their email addresses. When you get such an email, they usually tell you that there's a problem with your account, and they make it easy. They include a link that you can click on to solve the problem. Because this is a phishing attempt, it's not coming from the genuine article. And when you click that link and provide the information asked for, your problems are about to start because you've now passed that information on to the cyber crook. A genuine request from a company you do business with, where it lets you know there's a problem with your account, will simply ask you to contact the company. The onus of contacting will be on you. In a phishing attempt, they always make life easy. They'll provide a link or a phone number. And if you get such a request where you have an easy access, be very leery. The best thing you can do is pick up the phone on your own, call the company, not through the phone number in the email, but through the phone number you have on file, and verify this email. They'll be the first to tell you this did not come from them. Phone scams are also rampant. You could receive a phone call on your house phone number. Usually they come in and say they're from Microsoft. They discovered an infection on your computer. You're infecting their customers and they want to help you clean up that infection. Well, Microsoft doesn't know whether you have a problem with your computer. Neither does anyone else. The only one that knows there's a problem with the computer is you. And if you need help, it's up to you to contact someone. So if someone calls you to tell you, hey, you got a problem, no, you're about to get a problem if you work with them. The easiest way to end such a phone scam is to simply hang up the phone. Don't engage in conversation, simply hang up the phone. If you're getting an email scam, something you see that's unfamiliar, don't react to it. Don't click on links. Don't call on phone numbers. Simply hang up the phone or delete the email in this case. Never ever turn control of your computer over to a third party. If you're getting an email that wants to help you and they need remote access to your computer, don't do it. The only person you should ever turn control over on your via computer is a person you trust to take your computer out of your house with its password. If you would allow the person to do that, then it's also okay to have them have remote access to the computer. Pop-up warnings. If you're getting pop-ups all over the place, first of all, that shouldn't be happening. But if you're getting it, don't click on any links, don't call any phone numbers, and then find out why you're getting those pop-ups. When you're doing a search online, please remember that the top result on a search is not necessarily the best or safest result. They made it to the top of the list because they paid the most amount of money, not because they're the most reliable. So do some research anytime you decide to check something online or use something from an online search. The best way to get tech help is through a recommendation from a friend. That's still the safest way. ID theft. A great place to get information about the latest scams and a great place to get help if your identity's been stolen is from a site called idtheftcenter.org. It is a nonprofit. They don't charge for their services. The only thing they do is help you recoup if you've had your identity stolen. Our passwords, unfortunately, always get hacked or stolen. A site that you use where you have to sign in with your username and password gets hacked, and now your information is in the hands of that cyber crook. Avast offers a website that can help you recoup and change the information. It can't help you recoup, but it can help you change your passwords. And this is how you use it. Avast Hack Check and how to use it. Once you go to the website, put in the email address for which you want to check for possible hacks. Click on Check Now. It gives you the results. It also tells you to go check that email because Avast has now sent you a reply to that email address that you used to check. So the next step is to go to your email account and see the reply that you've received from Avast. This is the email I received. It tells me to change my password now. And you'll notice you can't see what the password is, but that button on the bottom that says Show Details, once we click it, we'll get redirected to another site. At that website, it will show you the leaked password, and next to it, you see what looks like a little eye. If you click on that eye, it reveals that password that's been leaked. If that's still your current password, you better hurry up and change it. If you've already changed that password, it's perfectly okay at this point now to mark it as resolved, which is what I'll be doing. That's what it takes to use Avast's website to check for compromised passwords, hacked passwords. McShield, a little program that checks for boot sector infections anytime you insert a flash drive, memory card from your camera, or an external hard drive. Your antivirus program, regardless of whose antivirus program you use, by default does not check for boot sector infections. So you use this program to check for boot sector infections, and then your antivirus automatically kicks in and will check anything you access on those devices. CCleaner, great little tool to clean up leftovers anytime you visit the internet or use any of the programs on your computer. I like to make some changes to CCleaner before I run it, and this little video will show you what changes I make.
This little tutorial will cover the installation of CCleaner version 5.7.1 and some privacy and other setting changes after the installation that should be followed. Number 1, always use custom. Default will install whatever the company wants to install. Customize will allow you to choose what to install and what to bypass. I personally don't need a desktop shortcut. All the other options are useful and will stay. Click on More. I want it to be installed just for me since I'm the only one on this computer. Now we can go ahead and hit the install. Bypass viewing the release notes. Next, we'll select Run CCleaner. Close this one up. Options, Privacy, and what you want to uncheck is Help Improve the App, Upgrades, and offers from third parties. That will stop the pop-ups. One more thing to do in the options. I like to use my CCleaner on demand. I don't want it to be resident. I don't want it to automatically do any cleaning for me. So to fix that, go into Smart Cleaning and uncheck Tell me when there are junk files to clean, and uncheck Enable Smart Cleaning. Yes, it'll warn you because it likes to be resident. I don't want it that way. I'll do my cleaning on demand when I want to clean garbage. Are you sure you want to do this? The answer is yes. That takes care of all the changes that I'm going to make. You are now ready to use CCleaner, and I recommend that you use the default settings. They're perfectly safe. They'll clean out all the garbage for you, and you'll have probably a slightly faster running computer. That's it for the settings changes and the custom installation of CCleaner.
Unlocker, a little tool that helps you bypass program in use message, which quite often comes up when you're trying to uninstall a program because part of the program is used by the operating system. If Unlocker is installed, you will be able to close the part that's used by the system, and you'll be able to get rid of that program. Recover helps you recover something you deleted in error. If you've deleted a picture and don't find out until sometime in the future, oops, what happened to the picture? Well, with this program, select Pictures, then hit Next, and it will show you all of the pictures that have been removed that can be recovered. Remember, just because you hit the delete button doesn't mean it's gone. It takes quite some time before that item that you deleted actually gets overridden or totally erased from your hard drive. Using Recover, you can always get things back, and because it's broken in categories, it makes it easy to recover things by what type of program or app you're looking for. Passwords need to be long and strong. I changed my password to incorrect. So whenever I forget what it is, the computer will say, your password is incorrect. This might make it easy to remember your password, but it will not keep you safe or secure. These are the 10 most used passwords worldwide. They've unfortunately been the same 10 most used passwords for eons. People just don't want to learn. These are not safe, not secure. It also isn't safe to write down your password on a sticky note and attach it to your refrigerator. Especially nowadays when we have smart refrigerators, you have no way of knowing where that password will wind up. What you should be doing is using a password manager. A password manager requires that you remember one password, and that's the password to get into the password manager. It can make up strong passwords for you. It fills in the information for you. Just remember that that password you need to get into your password manager isn't saved anywhere. So make sure you remember it, write it down until it gets embedded in your brain. I personally have used LastPass for many years, the free version, and I've been very happy with it. On the left, you see a listing of some of the free and paid for cross-platform password managers. And cross-platform simply means you can use these on all operating systems and on all of your smart devices. The link gets you to a list of many, many more password managers, both free and paid. This shows you all the things that are part of the free version of Avast. Probably a lot more protection than you thought. After all, it's the free version. Technically, there's not much difference in protection between the free and paid. What you're paying for is not protection. You're paying for add-ons like a firewall, a spam blocker, and many other goodies. It's the goodies you're paying for. The protection is the same whether you have the free version or a paid version. There's also a version available for those of you that use a Mac or an Android device. Avast also updates its protection very frequently. Approximately every 6 minutes, there's a mini update. This gives you protection to the latest discovered infections so that you're always up to date with your protection. And there are 2 major updates that consolidate those little updates that happen throughout the day. Our competitors in their free versions, you're lucky if you get 1 update per day. I've used the free version of Avast since 2003. It's done an excellent job of protecting my computers. I can honestly say that Avast has made a vast difference on my computers, and it can do the same for yours. Avast is faster, smarter, uses artificial intelligence and human genius to keep us safe. Welcome to our online world. Our lives are online. We believe everyone has the right to privacy and security online. So we built the most advanced threat detection network. Combining human genius and the latest in artificial intelligence. Proactively detecting and blocking threats in real time. Preventing over 1.5 billion cyber attacks each month. Over 400 million users across the globe trust us. However you connect. Wherever you connect. Protecting your business, your home, everywhere you connect. We're Avast, committed to online privacy and security. Why not download and install Avast today? Protection for all the people, all over the world. If you're on a Mac, there's also a version available for your Mac users. It offers real-time protection, full Mac scans, custom scans, security reports, total malware detection, removable drive scans, scheduled scans, and of course, real-time security updates. If you're on an Android device, it needs at least as much protection as your computer, because most of us have more personal information on our smart devices than we have on our computer. Avast free mobile security is available, and this is why you should be using it.
What are you downloading?
It's just a game on an app store.
Honey, are you using Avast? It works on your phone, too.
It's just a word game. I'm sure it's fine.
Nice work, Bob. So I got access to all your data, photos and videos too.
What?
Yeah, this spyware is sick. And I get every photo we take. Insane, right?
No.
We should take some more selfies. The lighting in here is great.
Like I was saying, use Avast for your phone, too. It protects you against fake apps, phishing, malware, spyware, and ransomware. Did I mention there's even a free version? Unlike those video games you keep buying. Ugh.
Avast Secure Browser, available for your Android device and for your iOS smartphone. It even comes with a free VPN to make sure that you're secure, even though the connection you're connected to may not be. If you're on an iOS device, there's no such thing as third-party antivirus. If there's an infection or other problem, you get a patch from Apple, and that's how you stay safe. Avast's mobile security for iOS is all about ensuring your online privacy and protecting your personal information from hackers and spies. This requires iOS 10 or higher. The top part of this shows you what's included in the free version. And if you want to make Avast happy, there's some additional protection that you can purchase. That's listed on the bottom. 9 tips everyone forgets to follow on their smartphone. Lock your device with a passcode. If you can take that phone out of your pocket or its pouch and it's immediately accessible to you, remember it will also immediately be accessible to the person who finds it if you lose the device or the crook who may steal it. A passcode will keep the average person out of your information. Avoid suspicious links. Update your software as quickly as possible. On Androids, make sure you're at least using version 10. Use a security app. Use a VPN on open Wi-Fi networks. Download your apps from reputable app stores. Back up your data to the cloud. If it's backed up and the device is lost and stolen, when you get a new one, at least you can get the information back onto the new device. Enable remote wiping of your phone so that if it is lost or stolen, the second it goes back online, you'll be able to wipe that device clean and hopefully prevent the information from getting to a crook. Use unique passwords on every account online. This is a program and an app that I have installed on my smartphone and on my laptops. It's called Prey. Once installed, this helps you recover a stolen or lost laptop or smart device. It's available for those of you on a Mac, on Windows, on Linux, and on all your smart devices. The secret to using this one is it needs to be installed while you still have possession of the device. Once it's lost or stolen, it's too late for this to help you. If you're on a Windows computer, don't just get up and walk away when company comes. Before you do that, hit the Windows key and the L for lock key and lock the computer. That way, once the company comes in and you've forgotten about your computer, when the grandkids start typing on that computer, at least they won't mess up your work. Once the computer is locked, nothing can be happening to it anymore, even though people start typing on it. To unlock it, if you've used the Windows and L key, use the same method that you unlock your computer when you first started in the morning. Whether that's through a password, a numeric or alphanumeric code, your fingerprint, facial recognition, whatever it takes to unlock your computer in the morning is the same thing you'd use if you've locked it with the Windows and the L key. The nice thing is the second you unlock it, you're right back to where you were when you first locked the device, no matter what somebody might have done to your keyboard. Use a password manager. Use two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication means that besides your username and password, they'll have to send you a numeric or alphanumeric code on your smart device. And until you enter that code, no access to the account. It's quite possible for someone to steal your sign-in information. It is highly unlikely that at the same time they also would have stolen your smart device. And if they don't have the smart device, they're not going to get that sign-in information that's sent to you, and your account will still be safe. Check your account settings. Your operating systems and most programs that you install by default share as much information as possible. After all, that's how they make their money. It's up to you to go in and make the necessary changes so that you only share that what you're comfortable in sharing. Don't be click happy. When you're on a website, just because there's a link doesn't mean you should be clicking on it. Same goes for your emails. If you aren't sure where that link will take you, don't click on it, throw it in the garbage, or bypass the link. Remove personal data and lie. When you fill out a questionnaire, unless it's for something that requires your actual information, don't give them your actual information. You can get your coupons and other things from contests even with incorrect information. Only provide actual information where it's really required. If you didn't ask for it, then put it in the trash. That's where it belongs. Something brand new from Avast, it's called Avast Omni. It's a new type of security. This combines hardware and software, and Omni protects you everywhere you connect, no matter where you connect.
We've entered a new age of online security. It's no longer just our computers and phones we need to protect. A growing number of things we depend on every day are connecting to the internet. Your smart TV, your thermostat, your cameras, and everything else in your smart home was not built with security in mind, putting your sensitive personal information at risk of being stolen. And in today's fast-moving world of next-generation cyber threats, even your physical safety can be at risk. A different approach to security is needed to protect you and your family in all aspects of your online life. Introducing Avast Omni, a new type of security for your connected life. Avast Omni is easy and all-inclusive. All you need to do is connect the Avast Omni hub to your existing router, install the app, and your entire connected world is now protected, from your home and its connected devices to your family, everywhere they go. The Omni app gives you full visibility of your smart home, so you can be sure it's safe. If any unusual behavior is detected, you'll receive an alert wherever you are, so potential intruders can be immediately blocked. And Omni protects you outside the home. Avast Omni gives you powerful malware protection for all your portable devices to keep you safe from the latest threats, wherever you connect to the internet. You can't control what's on the internet, but with Avast Omni, you can control how your children use it. Set limits on screen time, block inappropriate content, and get immediate peace of mind with our locator map that sends you alerts when your child reaches their destination safely. Protect your connected world with Avast Omni. Security everywhere you connect.
Hopefully, I've now given you lots of things to think about. So now it's time for a break, time for a change of pace. Are you looking for a mate? Many seniors are. They're also looking for a clean single mate. Seniors are the nation's leading carriers of AIDS. You heard me right, AIDS. Hearing aids, band-aids, walking aids, medical aids, government aids, and most of all, monetary aids for our kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. Also realize that seniors have a terrible problem with HIV. More and more of my hair is vanishing every single day. 9 little facts I want to share with you. Death is the #1 killer in the world. Life is sexually transmitted. Good health is merely the slowest possible rate at which one can die. Life is like a jar of jalapeno peppers. What you do today might burn your backside tomorrow. Give a person a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach a person to use the internet and they won't bother you for weeks, months, maybe years. Health nuts are going to feel pretty stupid someday, lying in a hospital, dying of absolutely nothing. All of us could take a lesson from the weather. It pays no attention to criticism. In the 60s, people took acid to make the world weird. Now the world is weird and people take Prozac to make it normal. Don't worry about old age. It usually doesn't last that long. I started doing these presentations back in 2010. I've been part of the Avast Customer Support Forum since 2004, and in 2010, Avast asked me whether I'd like to do presentations. So this is actually an extension of the Customer Support Forum. The presentations are designed for the average computer user, not for the geek. If you know of any other clubs, organizations, churches, schools, synagogues, anyone who would benefit from a presentation, have them contact me and I'd be happy to arrange a program for them. There's never a charge to the club or its members for my services. That's where Avast comes in. My arrangement with Avast is simple. I don't work for the company, but they pay all of my expenses from the second I leave home until I get back. And if my wife comes with me, they also pay her expenses. Pretty good arrangement for someone on Social Security. At least it was a very good arrangement until the middle of March. Since then, all of my presentations have been done from my kitchen, sitting in front of my computer. So right now, Avast is getting a bargain. Hopefully, that'll eventually get back to normal. If you learned something from the presentation, please let Lena at Avast know about it. That's how these presentations continue. If you didn't like the presentation, you may also let her know that fact. And that's enough of that sales pitch. The link at the bottom will give you access to most of the programs we talked about and a whole lot more. You'll also receive that information in whatever follow-up is provided. There will also be a link to this presentation and hopefully a link to a pre-recorded presentation that was done at the beginning of this month. This gives you information of how to contact me. Thanks to APCUG for putting on this virtual technology conference. I'd now be more than happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Yes, Bob, we have a couple questions here. First question, do you have to have Avast on your computer to check for password hack?
No, that is a website feature. It's done strictly through going to the Avast. Well, the link was there, but if you do for a search for Avast and hack check, that website will come up and you do it directly through the internet. It does not require installation of anything.
Another question. If we use the sleep power mode at night, and when we step away from the computer, will Avast updates wait until full power is restored?
That depends on your settings.
Can you elaborate?
Well, if you set it to automatically update, there are features in there that say not to update while the computer is sleeping. But if you don't make the necessary settings or you change those settings, then it could happen and you'll wind up the computer being awake because an update happened. Normally, if you set it with its default settings, once it's in sleep mode, it's not going to wake up automatically.
Okay.